Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 2 in the series between Fantafiction and Fantafiction and Fly here on Turtle Rock. Game 1 actually having a little bit of a surprise ending for me, as Fantafiction makes a big mistake, losing his Death Knight and eventually his Lich due to a stomp from the Tauren Chieftain. The Tauren Chieftain stomp prevented the Death Knight from being able to use his Scroll of Town portal, saving him from near certain doom, and then pretty much he thought he would never be able to recover, and now he's hoping to even up the series with a fresh start. We see Fly spawning as the purple orc player at the 9 o'clock position here. Meanwhile, we see Fantafiction spawning as the red Undead. Undead versus orc on Turtle Rock should be a very interesting matchup as things get underway. Now, what are we really going to be looking for in terms of overall game and just overall flow? I am expecting to see a Death Knight once more, followed by a Blade Master, but the Altar of Darkness was actually significantly delayed. Now, for any other race, I would have said, hey, it's probably going to be a Tavern Hero, but no. This is most likely going to be a Crypt Fiend opening, as we see the Tomb of Relics, the Crypt, the Graveyard now done, and we should start just pumping out Crypt Fiends as soon as this Ziggurat is ready. Coming back around, Fly actually opening up with the Farseer instead of the Blade Master, and that is going to be a very interesting opening. The Farseer can easily harass the gold mine back here by trying to press up right against it and then summoning wolves to the other side. If they do that, those wolves can really wreak havoc inside this space, as we see Fantafiction. Well, I don't see what Fantafiction is saying right there, unfortunately. Perhaps it's probably in Chinese, and even if it was in Chinese, then I couldn't read it anyways. So far, Farseer now making runs around the map, going to have some Spirit Wolves and a Grunt be used to take down this Ogre Warrior creep camp. Spirit Wolves do deal a significant amount of damage. They are essentially like ghouls at this point, and they also absorb a bit amount of damage as well. This is very useful. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is going to be popping up just a little bit later, and the one good thing that the Farseer knows is that his opponent is significantly delayed. Alright, this wolf is taking a little bit too much damage. There it goes. Now going after the Ogre Warrior as well. Is the wolf going to back off? No, it does not look like it. Summoning a new set of wolves instead. Doesn't really care if he loses wolves to the creep camp. Alright, Farseer still sitting at level 1. We'll see what's going to be happening there. Death Knight now coming around. Excuse me, has Crypt Fiends and now has Skeletal Minions, and here we go. There is the engagement, and the Farseer with the range attack may be catching Fantafiction off guard. This is not normal, a normal thing that you see easily in this matchup. Most of the time, 99 times out of 100, I would say, you would end up seeing a Blade Master, but the Farseer here actually doing a little bit of damage, getting to level 2 with just the right amount of experience, as we see new wolves being summoned to deny experience as well. Now, what's also interesting is that these Spirit Wolves are significantly, or have a significant movement speed, and can chase down those Crypt Fiends rather easily. With those Crypt Fiends with medium armor, they take extra damage from the Spirit Wolves and the Grunts. That extra bit of damage could just wreak havoc in terms of everything over here. You can take a look now. The Farseer trying to make his way over, able to shoo back the Skeletal Minions, as the Death Knight now reconsiders his plan and strategy. Alright, the Death Knight going into Halls of the Dead here. He does have Ziggurats here as well, and the Farseer is just very interestingly going after creeps. This is not something you normally would have expected. The Farseer is a much stronger typical harassment hero, as the giant sea turtles have been taken down. Alright, the Farseer is pretty much down to 315 hit points. Will not be able to finish things up here, as the gargantuan sea turtle getting in some bonus damage, chaos damage onto those Crypt Fiends. Alright, you can see that the aggro has been changed up a bit. Skeletal Minion now getting taken out. The gargantuan sea turtle chasing after Farseer units, as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle now down to 800 some odd hit points, may end up falling. Are they just going to leave it behind? No, going to go ahead and chase after the units here. We should be seeing a Death Coil come in from the Death Knight to save that low hit point Crypt Fiend. Not yet, as the Spirit Wolves get resummoned again. The Death Knight has not really found any bit of easy experience at all, as the Spirit Wolves are constantly being resummoned, and now the Skeletal Minions constantly getting focused down as well. Oh, there was a Death Coil in order to get a Spirit Wolf. A bit of wasted mana there, as it doesn't really give you all that much. Death Knight now making its way over. Let's take a look at this. It looks as though, yes, the Farseer gonna go after the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength item, gets another set, and the Farseer is now so close to level 3, just 8 experience shy, as the Spirit Wolf may end up getting denied by the Farseer. Alright, let's take a look at this next. What's going to be happening? The Grunt now trying to get away. The Death Knight without Unholy Aura, unable to really make a significant play, as the Farseer gonna aggro the creeps and now pull away as he gets a little bit of a breather. Farseer looking very strong right now. Stronghold with a Tauren Chieftain now coming in, and the Farseer is extremely annoying right now for Fantafiction, as Farseer is able to just pretty much play his own game, getting to level 3, using that range and using those wolves to kind of zone out what the Undead player wants to try and do. Tauren Chieftain now makes his rounds out onto the field. Let's take a look at this. The Tauren Chieftain now pulling back in order to regroup with the rest of Fly's units, and now we may see the Gargantuan Sea Turtle getting taken out here. Alright, both sides going to get a Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Death Knight will be getting to... Oh wait, no, what is this? Death Knight not going to be getting to level 2. The Farseer is just nearby enough to cause a bit of problems, as the Farseer hasn't really tipped his hand. Perhaps he has Chain Lightning, and if he does have Chain Lightning, he should be able to finish off the Gargantuan Sea Turtle with little to no effort, with a little bit of Focus Fire. No, that is not going to happen. Instead, the Death Knight gets to level 2. Lich stays at level 1 with 76 experience, and now the Farseer Grunt somewhat leading the charge. Alright, that one Farseer, 725 hit points, a bonus of 100 hit points, no, 150 hit points, never mind, down to 575, as the Tauren Chieftain now sitting at 900 hit points. A little bit more, or significantly more damage, also more hit points, very strong here, as we're looking at, well, what this Farseer is going to be doing. Alright, Farseer may try to take down this Gargantuan, Giant Sea Turtle creep camp. Back off over here. Crypt Fiends, Death Knight, Lich now clearing up the 12 o'clock position, as the Death Knight still falling behind in the experience race, but that isn't too big of a deal unless the Tauren Chieftain gets to level 3. If the Tauren Chieftain gets to level 3, that's going to be extremely bad news, as the Shockwaves and the Stomps are just going to be that much stronger. You see Tome of Intelligence, Scroll of the Beast, those will most likely just be sold unless the Destroyers never really make their way out. Farseer getting in some easy damage, and the Obsidian Statue taking a bit of damage already. Is it going to fall? The Obsidian Statue unable, or does not get focused down. We see ensnares instead, and now going after the Crypt Fiends. One Crypt Fiend could get taken down. You see Raiders and Headhunters all of a sudden Fly pretty much playing a non-typical game and using as much healing as, or just using as many not versatile units, those Headhunters, and then using the Raiders. He's able to focus down the units, force engagements in unfavorable situations for Fantafiction, or force him to lose a unit. Alright, let's take a look at this. Damage is dealt. Crypt Fiends could easily just turn around, finish off the Skeletal Minion, give the free experience away, but it doesn't look like that is going to be happening, as, well, obviously the Skeletal Minion is an undead unit. Alright, for some reason I thought the Skeletal Minion was a wolf for a second. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look back at this. Ogre Warrior getting crept out here at the Goblin Merchant shops on the top right-hand side. Tauren Chieftain should get to level 3. And with a level 3 Tauren Chieftain, I think things are just set up so well for Fly that there's not much that can be done to stop him. The Tauren Chieftain is going to be very strong. Shockwave or Stomp, any way he goes, he has the second level of it. Farseer now sitting very, very high and mighty as well, sitting on 600 hit points, 390 maximum mana, and looking to get in position. So far, we've seen that Fly has been doing a better job utilizing his time to get more experience, but Fantafiction is quickly catching up here. As you see, the Peon does get taken down. All right, Lich is going to be at level 2, almost level 3, I would think. Wow, the level 7 doesn't give nearly as much experience as I thought, as we see a Potion of Greater Healing left behind. Great Hall has been built here. Death Knight picks up a Potion of Greater Mana, a huge play, but meanwhile, off to the north, Fly is doing a great job. He probably ensnared the level 7 Ogre as it was trying to run away, and then as it was just ensnared, it wasn't doing any damage whatsoever. That's one of the biggest advantages that Orc players have, the ability to take out high-level creep camps with relative ease. Farseer sitting at level 3 now. Meanwhile, Skeletal Minion unable to finish off the Great Hall as the Undead army now adds in a Crypt Lord for the Undead Tri-Hero. That Undead Tri-Hero, this particular composition, is very good at hero nuking if you have high enough level heroes. The Death Knight, however, is still sitting at level 2. The Lich sitting at level 2 and the Crypt Lord sitting at level 1. It's not going to be altogether that helpful, as Fly is going to lose this Great Hall or most likely cancel it here in just a moment. No, not canceled. The Peon gets a little bit of a rude wake-up call as he's trying to now escape. Farseer is at 4. Tauren Chieftain is sitting at 4. Gauntlet of Ogre Strength, Pendant of Energy, Scroll of the Beast, Speed Scroll, all very nice items, but you got to be careful if you try and use the Scroll of the Beast on your own units right now, as there are destroyers in the air. All right, there's 2 destroyers currently, and is that going to be enough if Roar is used? The Devour Magic, I have not seen it be used as of yet. The Crypt Lord, is he going to try to impale here? There's a big Stomp coming in. And is it going to work? You can see that there is a Troll Headhunter now coming back over here. A little bit of an ensnare, and the Fantafiction now being forced to try and escape, losing a handful of Crypt Fiends in that fight. That was just not good, as Fly is still dominating his opponent with a supply of 56 to 48. The extra bit of experience making a very big deal right now, as Fly gets up to level 4. Farseer is sitting at 4, and this is exactly what we saw earlier. The Death Knight is just in a little bit of trouble. He doesn't have enough hit points or enough mana to really nuke down his opponent. It's just way too versatile, as we can see. Ogre Magi still fighting their way back down over here. Troll Bat Riders trying to lead the way. They could be suiciding onto those units pretty easily, onto the destroyers, if Fantafiction allows it. Fantafiction getting into position. All right, here you go. Ends could justify the means, and there goes one already. And now turning around, trying to engage. Perhaps going after the grunts would be a smart call. Crypt Lord taking a lot of damage, but gets healed just in time as another Troll Bat Rider comes in. Another Stomp goes down. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 5. And only 13 minutes into this game, we have a level 5 Tauren Chieftain going stompy, as all 3 heroes will end up, well, 2 of the 3 heroes will end up falling. Fly completely wrecking Fantafiction here in game number 2, taking this series 2-0. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed it.